Hi. I'm so sorry, Carlos, you didn't get that message. Hi, Wendy. I hope you got the message. We are starting just a little late today because I didn't realize Gabriel had exams. They didn't do that when I was in high school, but he got out early. So we'll go ahead and start. We're going to use, I don't have a blanket sitting here, but I would recommend a blanket and a bolster for sure. Inhale, let's gently unroll from that twist. Uncross the legs. And that was a long held twist and a deeper twist. So let's pull the knees in towards the side ribs. Flip the feet to face the ceiling, flex through the ankles, take a hold of your shins or the soles of the feet, and press down for happy baby pose. So while you're in this pose, and since I've mentioned how toddlers and small children help us to witness the wow factor in life, I want you to just think about anything as of late that has wowed you. Anything that caught your attention, that maybe almost took your breath away. Something magical, wonderful, exhilarating. In those moments, we're elevated. And that's what Laya Yoga is all about. It's becoming more elevated. All right, we're going to release that hold, and we're going to turn over to one side of the body, and we're going to come up to stand. And when you come up to stand, this really is going to be our only kind of standing work that we're going to do, but hands will be in prayer position and your feet are anchoring down. As you inhale, let your arms reach up overhead, and as you exhale, fold forward into your Uttanasana. Inhale, bring the hands up, the legs, lift halfway up. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, hinge forward and fold again. Inhale, lean out through the vertebrae, propping yourself up to shine the heart forward. And exhale, bow. One more set, inhaling up. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, lower all the way. Now this time, we're going to stay here, but with knees bent to be more yin-like. Draping the arms and the head down. Be at liberty to close the eyes. So shift your weight so it's evenly measured between the 2 feet. Noticing the energy as it erupts through the back side of the legs. Perhaps focusing on a longer exhalation. Allowing those longer out breaths to help to push you through a little discomfort. But if you start to cross the threshold of pain or strain, then remember you can come out. That whole pushing through, or the no pain, no gain aspect, is more of the Western idea, and we are following more of an Eastern philosophy with this practice. So that we're honoring ahimsa, non-harming, non-injury, and putting compassion into action. All right, we're going to put that compassion into action now by stepping the left foot way back, lunging the right knee, setting the back knee down to the floor and untucking the back toes. So if you need blocks under your hand, this is a good time to grab them. You can be on fist, flat palms, or fingertips. You also have another option to kind of flop over the knee to let the elbows bend and really sink down through your brow. You're also sinking and surrendering through your hips and pelvic floor so that we can release this left psoas. It's not good for the neck to drape the head this way. You're welcome to keep it held up. Lots of times when the psoas is angry, so is the QL. Because of their close proximity in the low back area. So just saying that because if you're sensitive in your psoas, you're most likely going to be a little sensitive in the QL. So you may have felt it in one of the twists, and whatever side that twist activated it, you're probably going to feel it on that same side as the lunge. All right, we're gonna lift the head up, and I want you to slowly back away from the lunge. So you're pushing into the right hands to bring the right knee back, and then you're gonna flatten your palms, curl your toes, and launch into downward facing dog. Extend long through your limbs. Fly the hips up. This is a more active pose. So find that blend of being active and passive. The blend of effort and ease. On your next out breath, come back to your knees. Untuck your toes, and we're going to crawl the hands forward and lower to the tops of the thighs. Separate your feet, wiggle the hips, push through the elbows, prop up through your heart. And again, if you need to keep your head held high, that's okay. But if you want to stretch the left side of the neck, just ever so slowly, like a sloth, turn the head down and lean it over in the right shoulder's direction. So I'm noticing my jaw's really tense. If your jaw feels tense, soften your mouth and maybe separate your lips. And then slowly nod your head over to the left shoulder. Lower body's neutral. Inhale, slowly pick up the head and open up your throat. Have the eyes open. Find something to set your concentration towards. Breathe. As you exhale, fan your arms wider, roll down to the brow, slip your hands up underneath your shoulders, draw the big toes together, press down into the ground to lift up to table, and then lean back into child's pose. Elbows touch the floor. Weight brow to stimulate the prefrontal cortex and the third eye. I watched this interesting documentary last night regarding a teenager's mind. And it was saying for teens, as the brain develops, this is actually the last area to develop the prefrontal cortex. And this is what makes humans the most conscious beings on, the planet. And this is where we see consequences of our choices. And so this higher state of consciousness is what we're trying to achieve through Laya Yoga. And they were saying it takes about this age of 25 before it's fully developed. And through those teenage years, they're often thinking that other people are judging them a lot. And it's because the amygdala system gets activated, that emotional judgmental piece in the brain. It's fascinating. Just imagine as your weight is here at the third eye, that it's becoming a bright white light. Inhale, stretch the arms forward, rock up hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. When you re-arrive to downward facing dog, press and root through your hands and feet to fly the seat more skyward. And then we're going to open up the psoas on the right side, which means we need to step the left foot forward. Lunge that knee, stack it over the ankle, and then lower the back knee. Remember, you can have hands to blocks, fists, palms, fingertips, or you can just collect over the front knee. Slowly lift the head, Shift back with your hips. Bring the left knee back and drop for a moment like a teardrop in regular child's pose. This way, the shoulders are melting over the knees, arms circled around the body. Inhale, stretch the arms out. Rock up hands and knees. Exhale, returning to downward facing dog. And we're going to use this pose to transition now towards a swan, which is like a pigeon. We're bringing the left knee and shin to the top of the mat first. If you need deer pose, just slide your right knee forward and come down like this. Otherwise, if you're going into the swan variation, square and even out the hips, walk the hands out, and come to your level of flexibility. So if you are in fact in deer pose, so what you're going to do is you're going to walk your hands over to the left and come down to forearms like this and take this variation of a twist. If you are in the swan, kind of like a pigeon, your right forearm will cross in front of you. Your left hand is going to stack to your waist or hip, and then you're rolling the left shoulder back. So pick one of those dependent on what you started with. We're going to unroll from that twist, plant the palms, curl the back toes, take it to downward facing dog. And just notice for a moment, let that left hip free up. Feel that energy trickling down through the left leg. And picture it as abundant light. And bring the right shin behind the hands. If you need deer, you'll just slide the left knee up and fold this way. And then if you want to keep the left leg extended behind you, even out the hips here, and then walk it forward and down. If you are in deer, you're going to come up, twist to the right, and walk down to the forearms and hold the twist in that manner. If you are in the pigeon or swan, come up to Sphinx arms, turn the left forearm in front, catch your hip or waist with the right hand. The right shoulder rolls open. Roll the twist. And when you come up, we're going to do a little pranayama before Shavasana. So if you could bring your bolster in, sit on top of it. We're going to do a couple different types of breath work. The first one's going to be hands to fist in front of the chest. On the in-breath, we extend the arms, splay the fingers. Exhale, we pump the hands down. The emphasis is on both the in-breath and the out-breath. In and out, sharp and short through the nose. Let's begin. 3, 2, and 1. Relax the arms. So I've had a couple of different people this week tell me after we did this pranayama, they've been able to breathe and their head has felt better, which is why I want to do it before Shavasana. We'll be awake, we'll be alert, but we'll also clean out the nose and the lungs and our head space. Round 2. Three, 2, and 1. Relax the arms. Round 3. 3, 2, and 1. Release. And then we're going to do breath of fire. So we're going to do the first round with the hands on the belly. This is the same type of forced exhale, but no emphasis on the inhale. And the inhale will naturally come. Don't think about it. Don't try to control it. The belly pumps straight in and back. And that was a slow rhythm. You can be slow, moderate, or fast. All right, let's begin. Three, 2, 1. Relax the hands to the lap. Bring your index and thumbs to meet for the Jnana Mudra for wisdom. Round 2, same type of pranayama. Three, 2, 1. Let it go. We're changing the mudra. Fist with thumbs out. Arms 45 degrees away from the head. Same pumping of the belly. Same exertion on the out breath. Let's begin. Three, 2, 1. Let it go. Let your breath naturally ebb and flow. Notice the alertness in your mind, the brightness and focus of the mind, and how it is easier to breathe. Especially if you've been dealing with allergies, some front coming through today. Now we get to spill down and relax. So I would suggest bolster under the knees. I'm going to grab my blanket. You want to cover your whole body, depending on the temperature of your room and your home. I'm going to fold mine long ways in half like this. And it's going to go over the rim of the pelvis, tops of the thighs, lower belly, tucked in to the waist. Arms can really be in any position. Close the eyes. And then I want you to focus in your heart center. And there's two colors that represent this chakra. The primary one is green. We often focus on the green light when we're sending the healing light. But today we're going to focus on the secondary color, which is a really pale blush pink. So soft, it's almost like a pearly white. And this subtle, soft pink is going to pulse similar to the heartbeat. And as you imagine that color, that light pulsing from the center of your chest, visualize it rippling outward and becoming more expansive. This is going to represent unconditional love, benevolent love, and self-love. Divine love, unconditional love, benevolent love, and self-love. Something to fill you up, something you can give away, but also an equally readily receive. when you're ready, a deep breath in. Maybe stretch the arms overhead. Maybe point out through the toes. And as you exhale, build the feet back onto the bolster. Remove the blanket from the belly. Hug the knees in. Roll off to one side. Slowly pick yourself up. Come to six. Noticing how you feel from the inside out. And hopefully feeling as though you have merged with a higher state of consciousness. Hopefully you feel more connected, more whole. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. The light and the love within my heart respectfully bows to the love and the light within yours. When you are indwelling in your heart space and I am dwelling in mine, we are